In 1994, another turning point. I left the business world and I went to California to become a teacher. This was really amazing to me because you see pictures of smiling Asian students there. I was a teacher at a middle school in California, and for the first time in my life, I saw young people walking the hallways of the school, speaking in Chinese, speaking in Vietnamese, speaking in Korean. Not only were they speaking those languages, they were laughing and smiling. This was really, really a shock to me because I was always ashamed of when someone would say this in Japanese, Aki, say this in Japanese, say hello, say how. It was always a point of embarrassment to me. But here were these kids. You can see their faces. They were so happy just to be themselves. And I realized for the first time, wow, this is something really amazing. That I've never been in this type of environment before. I also, in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see me there. This is the first time I actually had some Asian friends coming out to California. My first roommates out of college, actually coming out to California, were Asian. I never lived with an Asian person before. And then also I met my wife around this time. And she's a Chinese American. Okay? And so all these things happened, and I began to develop not so much a Japanese or an American identity, but I began to feel more of a pride in being an Asian American. And today, I have two beautiful kids. They are neither Japanese or American. They are a mix. They are Chinese and Japanese. And so again, it emphasizes to me that my identity is an Asian American. And I also have a picture here that I'd like to share. This is a picture of me in Japan 2 summers ago. And it was the Portland Shokokai had sponsored my trip to Japan, and I'm very indebted to them. Because this was also a turning point in my life where I realized that I'm bilingual, I'm bicultural, but there's something I can do with that. Right? I could become a bridge to Japan. And that's why I opened this speech talking about the relationship between the U.S. and Japan, because that is important to me. I love both countries. I am an American, but I love both countries. And this trip to Japan that the Shokokai sponsored was really, it brought that to my attention, that I have the skill inside of me. And finally, I've already mentioned that recently I've been in the Oregonian, and the pieces that I write for the Oregonian, I often try to bring in a little bit of knowledge about Japan wherever I can. So what am I trying to say? My message, don't be afraid to evolve. You can see in my lifetime, I've changed. You know, every 5 years, my feelings about my identity have changed, from being ashamed to being American to being Asian. I want to tell you, high school students, it's okay to change, right? In our vocabulary as Americans, we have words like flip-flop, being indecisive, not being able to make up your mind. These are all bad things, but I'm telling you that it's not. You should not be afraid to change your mind when you encounter a new idea, right? If you're not willing to change your thoughts and ideas and philosophies, that means you're not experiencing anything new. And as long as you keep experiencing new things, you're going to change. So take it from me, right? Do not be afraid to change as you go through this adventure in college, because you are going to change. Embrace it. Parents can leave if they want to at this point. But I have one bit of advice to the high school graduates who are here, and it is what not to do in college. My own experience. These are actual copies of my college transcripts. They are official transcripts. And there are 2 of them. One because I went to Georgetown, and one because I spent my junior year of college in Jerusalem, Israel, studying at the Hebrew University. I want to show you some things. I want you to notice 3 things about these transcripts. 1, I got good grades. Mostly A's, a couple of B pluses and maybe 1 B or so. But I studied hard. I really did. I spent a lot of time in the library. I crammed for all the exams. I really, really worked hard in college to maintain my GPA. Second thing I'd like you to notice. Notice in the first circle, my first semester of college, I took 5 courses. But then I realized something about the way Georgetown charged tuition. You could actually take 6 courses for the same price as 5. You didn't need to take 6 courses to graduate. You only needed to take 5 per semester. But when I found out that you could take 6 courses, I said, wow, this is awesome. So I started taking 6 classes. You can see in the second circle there. That suddenly my semester was full of 6 classes. Okay? Now, I was not able to maintain straight A's because of that. So there was a lot more work. But I wanted to gain as much knowledge as I could in college. That's what I thought college was about. The third thing. This is the transcript from Jerusalem. I spent a year in Jerusalem. You can see my grades, a little more B's than I would have liked, but still very good. Especially if you consider I was in a foreign country, in a totally new environment. Grades are pretty good. Oh, please. I better finish this speech pretty soon. So I worked hard to maintain those grades. But here's the interesting point. When I came back to Georgetown, look at that circle there. Under the column of grade, there's nothing. I didn't know that when you study abroad, Georgetown University didn't recognize those grades. They gave you credit. They gave me 3 credits per course, as you can see there, it says 3. But I could have gotten a C in all those classes and still had the same result. I don't have too many regrets in life, I really don't. But, I'm not joking here, this is one of my biggest regrets in life. That I was spending a year in a beautiful place, full of history, full of beautiful people. I could have experienced Jerusalem so much more had I just put those books down and explored a little bit. But I really didn't. During that 1 year in Israel, I really explored about this much. This much when I could have been exploring this much of that. Because I thought my GPA was so important. What does all that up to? You can see it for yourself. I was a short-sighted kid who took his grades way too seriously. And I didn't understand the true value of the college experience. I really want you guys to learn from my experience, because it is something that I regret. What is the value of college? You guys are about to go there. I would say it's these types of things. Spend your time building friendships. You're going to be surrounded by a bunch of professors who are brilliant. Get to know them. Get to know them. Don't just go to class, then study hard, and then that be it. Take time to get to know them as people. Learn about their experiences they brought, because you cannot become a professor in the United States without a tremendous range of experiences. On a college campus, you're going to have guest lecturers come in. You're going to have famous people come to campus. Wait in line to get those tickets. Wait in line to get the good seating. Even if you're not guaranteed to get a ticket, do it. Because those types of speakers will change your life. They might change the way you think about very important issues. Fighting for causes and beliefs. Once you become an adult, you don't have the time to go out and fight for whatever cause you believe in. College is a very unique time of life where you really have the freedom to argue with people, to really develop your philosophy about things. If you believe in a cause, go for it. Be activist about it. Right? Because you can't do that once you have a job, once you have a car payment, once you have to start paying insurance, once you have a job, you can't do those types of things. College is very special in that regard. Explore the off-campus world, wherever you're going to be. It's not going to be, it may or may not be Portland, but take the time to go out and see what there is to see. Get out of your comfort zone and look for those opportunities to enrich yourself. I wish I would have done that in college. I really do. I went to college in Washington, D.C., in Jerusalem. There's so much more that I could have seen, and I didn't. Just because that GPA was so important to me. I don't want you guys to be like that. Study hard, but make sure there's a balance between your grades and also the experiences that you can only get in college. Because you can read books as an adult, and you can learn about philosophy and history and economics as an adult. You just have to go to the library. But these things you can't do as easily as an adult. I think my 20 minutes are over. I want to say again how much of a pleasure it is to be up here in front of you today. And I do hope that our paths will cross many times in the future. Good luck in college, and I have the utmost amount of confidence in you. Thank you.